welcome back, everybody, again to this final segment on Origin of Alexandria. And today our special guest is Chad. Chad, you want to say hello?
Happy Friday, Ron.
Friday, it is indeed. Okay, so you see on the screen an image, a portrait of Origen, and I'm just going to bring up a couple other ones. Here he is in his study, and his dates are 184 to 253. And here's a third one before we go to the text. This indicates perhaps the dates in which he was writing as opposed to his birth. Okay, this is a final section here. It looks a little bit long, but it's also, it moves along pretty smoothly, and there's not a lot of great grammatical difficulty to encounter here. So as we've done before, you're used to it now. I'll read aloud, and Chad will repeat after me. Please read with him, and then I'll ask questions as we go through to unpack the grammar and the meaning of the sentences. Okay, so here we go. You all set? And I want to congratulate all of you who've gone through these many sessions. It's a pretty long text, but these texts are actually very well written and very useful. Can you see the marks there, Chad?
Yes.
Okay. Über die Entwicklung Origenes haben wir nur sehr spärliche Mitteilungen. Everybody?
Über die Entwicklung Origenes haben wir nur sehr spärliche Mitteilungen.
Good. Where's the verb up to that point?
It's just haben.
Yeah. So and the subject is obviously
Wir.
Notice when you ever have a prepositional phrase like beginning of the sentence über, the core sentence, no element of the core sentence can be found in that, so that you sort of bracket that out as you're analyzing the sentences. So we have, and then direct object is?
Mitteilungen.
Yeah. So we just use that as, say that as information. So we have information only very sparse, and spärlich, our word sparse comes from this word, I think, have only very sparse information about the development. And then this is a S there. Since his name in German ends with S, they actually add an apostrophe to produce or to generate the possessive. So regarding the development of Origin or Origin's development, we have etc. Okay, going on. Im sechsten Buch von Eusebes Historia Ecclesiastica, go ahead.
Im sechsten, you said?
Yeah, in the sixth book.
Im sechsten Buch von, well, it's...
Eusebes.
Yeah, Historia Ecclesiastica.
Und seine Schriften ergänzen unser Wissen in dieser Beziehung nicht. Everybody?
Und seine Schriften ergänzen unser Wissen in dieser Beziehung nicht.
So this very sparse information they're just indicating in the parentheses found in the sixth book of Eusebius's ecclesiastical history. Okay, done there in Latin. So we have only very few information, and his up to this point in this next part of the sentence. Where's the verb, Chad?
Ergänzen?
Yeah, ergänzen. Yeah, good. With a
ergänzen. Thank you.
A umlaut. Yeah. This means they add or they augment. What's the subject?
Wissen. Oh, I'm sorry. What's the subject? Yeah.
So it'd be his writings.
Right.
His writings augment, and then where's the direct object?
Sorry, Wissen. Yes.
Wissen. Yeah, right there. And his writings augment or extend our knowledge in this connection. Not at all. So you would, in English translation, you would bring this a little bit earlier. Okay. Let's see. Just excluding this little parenthetical phrase, do you just want to translate the first two sentences there?
Sure.
Up to the point?
Sure. So regarding or maybe concerning Origen's development, we have only very sparse information in the sixth book of Eusebius's ecclesiastical history. And his writings do not expand our knowledge in this connection.
Good, great. Okay, going on. Obgleich seine schriftstellerische Tätigkeit sich über mehr aus ein Menschenalter erstreckte. Go ahead.
Obgleich seine schriftstellerische Tätigkeit sich über mehr als ein Menschenalter erstreckte.
So since this begins with obgleich, what kind of clause is this? A main clause or a subordinate clause?
No, it's going to be subordinate.
And the other telltale of that is that the verb comes at the end, so it's stretched,
Yes.
literally. Okay. And where's the subject?
Tätigkeit, I believe.
Good. This is activity, and this adjective is a very nice word. Stellen just means to place, or Schriftsteller is actually the word for an author. So this is schriftstellerische would be the literary. So although his literary activity, and then does sich also belong with the verb complex, Chad?
Yes, probably.
Okay. Remember, you always translate it literally first, and then if you see that it's superfluous, as not necessary for the meaning of the English translation, you can leave it out. But I think it would be good to include it. Although his literary activity stretched itself over more than als comparison a Menschenalter, an old a lifetime going on, ist keine Spur von Entwicklung oder Veränderung vorhanden. Everybody?
Ist keine Spur von Entwicklung oder Veränderung vorhanden.
Verb complex?
Ist, and then I guess the vorhanden needs to be there to as the predicate adjective.
Exactly, yeah. And this means present, so at hand. And what's the subject?
Spur, I believe.
Good, that's right. So no trace, Spur, nice word. So no trace of a development or change or alteration is present, i.e., in the way that he writes, or his style, his literary activity. Going on, sein Standpunkt in den ersten Kommentaren ist genauso wie der. Go ahead.
Sein Standpunkt in den ersten Kommentaren ist genauso wie der,
den am Lebensende gegenüber den Angriffen Kelsos behauptet.
Den am Lebensende gegenüber den Angriffen Kelsos behauptet.
Okay, so in the first part, where's the verb?
Ist.
And subject is?
Standpunkt.
Good. And so this means a point of standing, or his standpoint, simply. So his standpoint, or viewpoint, in the first dative plural, in the first commentaries, and then this is predicate adjective, is exactly as that, so wie, is exactly that as that, i.e. the standpoint, going on, den am Lebensende gegenüber den Angriffen Kelsos behauptet. We read that. Now, what does Dane refer to? What is its antecedent?
Dane goes back to der.
Good, yeah. And so sometimes you'll have a phrase which needs to be further elaborated upon, which is in this case, but there are three determinants of the form of this relative pronoun. Two are the gender and the number, i.e. singular or plural, of its antecedent. And the third determinant is the role that it plays in the relative clause. So this happens to be playing the role of the direct object. Here's your subject, which he maintains, verb. So this is the direct object, and a way to indicate that is just to draw an arrow from behauptet to Dane. It's getting a little bit cluttered here. Which he, at the end of his life, over against the attacks of Celsus, maintains. Here we have another apostrophe after the S, because the name is Kelsos, and then to generate the possessive, they tack on a apostrophe there. Okay, let's see. Started with obgleich, although, and just translate slowly so we can follow you down to behauptet.
Okay. Although his literary activity stretched itself over more than a lifetime, no trace of development or change is present.
Great.
Continue?
Yep.
Okay. His standpoint in the first commentary is exactly as that which he claims. Sorry, I'm a little.
Or maintains, you could say, maybe.
Oh yeah, which he maintains at the end of life, his life, I suppose, against the attacks of Celsus.
Or with respect to the attacks of Celsus. Good.
Okay.
And this is just a plural. So his standpoint in the first, in his, sometimes the possessive pronouns are not included in German, which you should in English, or you should in your translation. So his standpoint in his first commentaries is exactly that, as etc. Good. Going on. Nirgends, let me erase some of this to get the clutter out. Nirgends wird uns gesagt, everybody,
Nirgends wird uns gesagt,
was für ihn selbst den Ausgangspunkt seiner Erwägungen bildete.
was für ihn selbst den Ausgangspunkt seiner Erwägungen bildete.
Okay, so where's the verb complex after the comma?
Wird gesagt.
And what tense and voice is that?
Okay, passive.
Yeah, passive voice, present tense. So wird
Yes.
gesagt, it is said. So nowhere is it said to us, very literally. Was, and then was the verb there in that clause?
Bildete.
That means to form, like we have the word build, it comes from that, B-U-I-L-D. What formed for him, this takes the accusative, for himself, and then where's the direct object?
Den Ausgangspunkt.
Good, here's your whole direct object here, right? Ausgangspunkt, the point of orientation or the point of departure, or of his considerations, i.e. his writings. And good. Going on, ist der Überzeugung, everybody?
Ist der Überzeugung,
dass sein Plan immer die Auslegung der Schrift
dass sein Plan immer die Auslegung der Schrift
und nur dies gewesen.
Und nur dies gewesen.
Good, up to that point. So remember the expression der Überzeugung sein? It's to be convinced of something. So he is of the opinion, or you can say his opinion is, or just do it literally. He is of the opinion. Go on.
Translating. Right. That his plan.
Is
that what you want to do, Ron? Go forward.
Yeah, let's hold on just for a second. So he is of the opinion that, and then where's the verb of this subordinate clause starting with das?
Okay, well, gewesen, and then you also, I guess, have to take in the var at the end.
Exactly, yeah. So in this case, you really have to scan ahead and pick up any verb forms you see and then see how it fits together. That, because it's a subordinate clause, you'll find the verbs at the end. That his plan, gewesen war. How would you translate that together?
It had been, I think.
Exactly, yeah. It's pluperfect. That his plan had been, and then going on with this, immer, always the interpretation of Scripture, and only this. This actually is a short for diese, referring back to the interpretation. That his plan had been always the interpretation of Scripture, and only this. And then what else has his plan been? Das.
That.
Going on.
Yeah, we had this word before. The departure, or the point of departure, perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah. Had been.
Genesis and the end stone, the apocalypse.
Exactly. Yeah. Very good. All right. Great job. You want to go from Nirgends wird from there and
sure,
just translate slowly for us so we can follow?
Okay.
We've gotten a lot in these sentences. Go ahead.
Okay. Nowhere is it said to us what formed for him, for he himself, the point of departure, perhaps, of his discussions, he was of the conviction that his plan was always the interpretation of Scripture, and only this, that the point of departure was, I guess, Genesis, and the final stone, the Apocalypse.
Great. Okay. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, and hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.